this very new session. And let's actually get started with a couple of presentation stuff. Okay, so today we will be going back to the very basics of web development. Amaanath is going to be talking about some background stuff and all those things. And after that, we will be touching a little bit of HTML and CSS, and we will also help you guys set up your ultimate profit with JavaScript developer environment, right? Let me actually go ahead and share my screen with you. And now we should be able to see what is going on. Okay. Awesome. You guys see it? Everybody sees it? All good? Okay. Now, so you guys have the chance to ask any kind of questions that you might have. Just make sure to drop them in the Slido form. You guys have the link and everything to be able to drop those questions. We will try to answer as many of them as possible, and we will be just doing that after the presentation. Okay? All right, let's continue. So, basics and background. Amaanath, it's all yours.
Yep. Okay, so as David said, make sure to drop any of the questions that you have in the Slido, and the code will be dropped by David in a sec, right, David? Just drop it again.
We already dropped it.
Like spam the Zoom chat.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so basics and background of web development, right? So, what is web development? Okay, before we go into everything, we need to know what exactly is web development, right? So, web development is developing websites. Okay, web development is developing websites. You know about Instagram.com, Facebook.com, Google.com, YouTube.com. All these .coms are websites, okay? And to create those websites, you need to know web development, right? You need to know HTML, you need to know CSS, you need to know JavaScript. Then also, when you're trying to make really big websites like Instagram, you need to know frameworks like React or Angular or Vue. We love React, so we promote React, okay? So hopefully Facebook might sponsor us for this video and all this stuff for a while. So hopefully they'll sponsor us, okay? So background of web development, what do you have to say, David?
Guys, the stage is all yours. I mean, everything on the web is actually using these HTML and JavaScript stuff. Okay, there are a couple of websites that use PHP, but that's kind of it. It's probably one of the most top growing.
David, you're zoning in and out, man.
Oh, damn. What's going on? My audio?
Wait.
We lose your audio for momentarily. Now you're okay.
Okay.
Even in YouTube, the stream is lagging, guys.
Oh.
Maybe use your headphones.
No. I'm using my normal microphone. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and.
It's all good, guys?
Yeah. Okay, Amaanath.
Okay, before that, I just and a few guys ask that same question. What do you think about web development? Okay, because I want this to be really interactive and I don't want this to be monotonous. Okay, otherwise, go for it. What do you think? What's web development?
Web development is usually just making websites, and actually not just making websites. It's used to make servers, and like you can just make things and which could change people's lives in some way. Like you can make interactive website, you can make the next Facebook if you want, you can make the next Twitter if you want. You can also pass some useful information like blogs where you can just post all of your thing which could be informative to people, or just as your personal diary or whatever. Like posting your information on internet it's good if you know web development, because then you have the flexibility. You don't have to use some other framework to make your website. You can just make your own website and push it, and that's why web development is very important. And
Nice.
react right now is just booming everything, and it's never been more famous than it's right now. And there are so many opportunities. If you just go to Indeed, you'll find whole lot of opportunities for React. So this might be the best opportunity you would ever get for web development.
Absolutely, yeah. Who else? Sven, Joe, who else would like to add to this?
Yeah, I mean, web development in short, in a nutshell, is basically designing websites, and as and this course basically trains you to learn all the available frameworks, technology that you can use to come up with very creative solutions. Ultimately, you're trying to come up with a solution. Like, take an example of a barber shop or a dentist. There's no way for that person to advertise unless he puts it on Yellow Pages or Yelp. But if you, as a developer, can come up with a way that design a nice quick website, he can then get more business. So it's like developing something that will provide value to the client, whoever the client is. So I look at it that way. So how I can bring in more value to the person, whatever business that is. If it is a small shop versus a big company, it doesn't matter. But this, like, you come here to PWJ to learn those skills to be able to deliver that solution. So long story
Absolutely.
short.
Awesome. Sven?
Can we connect this?
Yep.
Yeah, can we connect this with World Wide Web as well?
Yep.
In terms of development.
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely, yeah. So internet, it's the World Wide Web, and every a website is how you represent yourself or your business on the internet or the World Wide Web, right? Right, Rudra?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Devin, what would you like to add into this? Devin?
Web development is for sure creating a website. With the HTML certainly structure, you need to have a good layout. The CSS for nice styling, and the JavaScript for the functions. And that brings it all together. But it's not only creating the website; it's also communication skills with companies or other developers. It's team playing. It's more than just developing a website. And the other skills that we are learning here in the Profit with JavaScript. By attending these Zoom calls, by getting a success coach, trying to teach others, and all of that is also part of web development. And it's a challenge because you have to find ways to make it easy, good looking,
Awesome.
and put it to the standards of the company that wants you to build their website. So it's adjusting, being flexible. It's everything.
Okay.
There is this one quotation about web development where it says, "Website sells you 24/7. No employee does."
Exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna say what web development is. Okay, guys, web development. So now you have this internet that was introduced in 1996. I don't need to go through the history, but in the 21st century, right? I just love telling stories. Okay, so don't mind me going all these centuries and all this stuff. So internet was born, and internet is kind of like a place where you can promote yourself, you can promote your business, you can promote almost everything and anything, right? So now, with the growth of the internet, and we have almost billions of devices connected to it, and now what happened is, earlier it was really expensive to have an internet, but now we have almost 120 people in here, and from all around the world, you guys are connected into this one call. Why is it? Because of the internet, right? So internet does not only allow you to create websites and all this stuff, it helps you to get connected, and it's all that made a global village, like made me to connect with David, who is in Hungary, made me to connect with Joe, who is in US, made me to connect with Devin, made me to connect with everyone in this call. Okay, that's the internet. And now with that, we got an opportunity that has grown, that we can promote our business, we can promote ourselves on the internet. So what's the best way to promote yourself? Creating a website or connecting on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those are all social media platforms that have been created for you to connect. So now what you can do is you can create websites for your business that can help you reach global clients, global people. Okay, so as Joe said, there might be a barber. Okay, he's a barber in US, and he does not have a lot of clients he's getting, right? So now what a web developer can offer is, we can offer him to make a website and help promote his business online and help him get more clients from around the city, right? Now, suppose you gotta go for somewhere, okay? What do? You hit up Google, you Google that place, and that's how you go. And what another thing that happens on Google is, when you search for something like coffee shop, you get a lot of suggestions, right? And suppose if your business is there and you have a website, it's really easier for your customer to reach out to you or make an order or, book an appointment. So that's how you create a presence. And to create that presence, you got to know web development. Not everyone can learn web development. So that's why you guys are here, to learn web development. And long story short, creating websites. That's web development, right?
So we are developing the modern way of communication as well, isn't it?
Exactly. There we go. A modern way to communicate with people. Absolutely, yeah. Okay, David, share the slides, please, again.
Okay, yeah. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. I think it's your slide again. Who's a web developer?
Okay, who's the web developer? He's the person who makes websites, like me, David, Joe, Brendan, Srikant, Gianna, Elisa, Rudra, Devin. You guys are all web developers, right? Yes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You might be learning web development, but you can call yourself web developers. No, there's no problem in that, right? Okay, so we are web developers who create websites, right? Who create solutions, modern solutions for businesses, right? And another thing is, not just by learning the web technologies, it's not that you only can make websites right now. You can create websites, you can create Android and iOS apps with the knowledge of web development. You can create, what else? You can create desktop apps with the knowledge of web development. There is this framework called React to create websites or web applications. And with React Native, React on steroids, you can create Android and iOS apps, right?
And the best part that
you want to add something, David?
Yeah, and the best part is that it actually is going to be like actual native stuff when you develop in React Native. Okay, let's go to our next slide, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, so right now we are going to be preparing your ultimate developer and actually profit with JavaScript environment, because we are adding some PWJ specific stuff into this presentation just for you guys. So if you are here and if you're ready to crush it, let's everybody get a Google Chrome and start downloading right now. Alright, let's go and see what we have. So we have a couple of applications listed up here. First thing first, we got definitely first off, we definitely have VS Code. You already know that guy. We will actually, I mean, if you guys find it useful, I'm happy to share a couple of extensions. Just shout it in if you guys find it useful. Yo. Okay. So, by the way, this is where I will be showing you a couple of HTML and CSS stuff.
Yeah.
So,
David.
Yeah.
Before, yeah, okay. You show about the extensions, right?
Yeah.
Chrome
yeah.
No, not Chrome extension.
Not Chrome.
VS Code extension.
VS Code. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, make sure to if you cannot install all this software right now, make sure to note them out and all the VS Code extension that David tells you of. Okay. So because these VS Code extensions will make your life really easy. Okay.
Exactly.
So make sure to note them down and make sure to install them to make sure you are ready for all the future coaching calls. Like we knew a lot of people did not have Node.js installed to get started with React. There were a few people who did not have VS Code. So make sure to make the best out of this call. Make sure to note things and do them to get yourself ready for all the future coaching calls. Okay.
Exactly.
Go for it, David.
Yeah, like these extensions have made even my life super easy, and yeah, and if you cannot follow up, this is a recorded coaching call. You will be able to watch this later on inside of Profit with JavaScript course. Okay, it's going to be in there. All right, on that.
Okay, and then another thing we gotta say before, suppose if people are gonna leave, there's this surprise that we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna ask you people to create, and based on your suggestion, we're gonna create a landing page. Okay, so this coaching call is gonna be on every Wednesday, and it's gonna be kind of like a series. So today is episode 1 of season 1, and next Wednesday we're gonna have episode 2 of Back to Basics. So today we're not gonna get into all the coding stuff. We're just gonna introduce what's web development and all what's HTML tags, CSS selectors, and all these tags. And then based on that knowledge, we're gonna get into coding from next week. Okay, we're gonna make sure we answer all your questions, everything, and make you perfect and ready to get into the meat of the program. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you guys keep on visiting websites each and every day, right? And then when you visit a website, you find, wow, this website looks amazing, right? And you all might know websites that are really amazing. What we want you guys to do is, at the end, we want you guys to drop all those websites, okay, that you find would be really good to create with us in these coaching calls, okay?
Yeah,
and
actually,
from those websites,
yeah, like we could create a post in Slack and they could just drop it there.
Yeah, exactly. Drop in best websites with a great, nice user interface, a landing page, okay? Like Instagram or YouTube, because those are not like landing page websites, they are like applications. We need a landing page, like if you go to slack.com, that's a landing page. So websites with landing pages, make sure to select like 3, and out of those, we're gonna select grade 3 or 5, and we're gonna run a poll with you guys, and the one that gets the most number of polls, we're gonna make that website with you guys from scratch every Wednesday. Okay?
Exactly. Okay, let's go ahead and set up everybody's ultimate development environment. Okay, so I already started talking about VS Code, but first, where can you get it? Of course, you will
What
need...
software?
What's up? We will be...
What software did you open in the beginning?
This is VS Code. Okay, so you can download it by just simply googling up Visual Studio code, and yeah, actually that's the one that you wanna download. So it's just a simple Google search, and then the first link is going to be the one that you want to download. We want to make it like super safe for you, so you don't so you will not be scammed. This is the official website of VS Code. This is where you can go ahead and download it, and if you're on Windows or Linux, you can go ahead and install it right from here. So once you have it downloaded, you're going to see a screen like this one, and you want to go this onto this little where is my screen brush? Hello. Yeah, let me just move this thing. Yeah, so you want to select this thing. This is the extensions.
Hey, David.
Hello?
Yeah, I had a quick suggestion to people. I know it takes time for us to upload the videos. You can also take screenshots and save. So, you know, by the time that will be something handy for you if you want to go back and refer. That's
Yeah.
what I do. If I find something interesting, I quickly take a screenshot and save it, so I can go back to whenever I want to. I don't have to depend on Kajabi because it takes a little while for the content to get there. Just
yeah.
a suggestion.
Okay. First up, first extension. This is going to be super useful for you when you're developing HTML. This is auto close tag. Oops, I even clicked it. So auto close tag is, let's just go ahead and demo what it does. So I'm just going to type in a random HTML tag, let's say strong, and I just close it, and it will automatically pop in the closing tag for it, right? It just makes your life so much easier. The other one.
think I have that, but it's.
What's up?
Yeah. Okay, so that's because of emit, bro. Even if you don't have that VS Code extension, if you have emit working on your VS Code, then it's gonna work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we will be using auto rename tag, right? So auto rename tag is if I go again and type here strong, and I just I don't know, I kind of I wanna rename it for some reason, like let's say I want to go with div, it already deletes it from the other one, from the closing tag, and it pops in right ahead, right?
Dude,
Again.
That's fancy, bro.
Yeah, my point exactly.
That's fancy.
Yeah.
This question, what if we have like multiple? Will
What's
it
up?
like remove all the thing, all the divs, or will it only particularly remove?
So you
close-
mean, I have like 3 div tags?
Wait.
This is what you mean?
Yeah.
Oops.
Yes.
Okay. So if I have it, I can still go ahead and like, I don't know, rename it like H1. It doesn't make sense at the moment, but it goes ahead and renames it, right? But it still
Yeah.
still renames it. Yeah, it actually knows which one closes which one, right? So it's just going to make your life easy. And especially when you're like a beginner, it's going to make your life super easy because you will not need to worry about like, oh my god, did I close this tag or did I not? What happened? Nope, it's going to take care of it. Even if you go ahead and rename it like some random stuff, it's still going to update as well. So, and it keeps the tag closed, so you don't have to worry about any of these stuff. Okay, all clear?
Yeah. Thank you, Dave.
Perfect. Now, I mean, guys, actually, can you follow me with this? It's
Yeah,
okay.
that's make good sense.
Nice.
Second
Okay.
one is auto rename. Yeah.
What's up?
So first we should download auto close tag and then auto rename.
Whichever
Okay,
you want to.
guys,
The order is.
don't worry
order
about
doesn't
that.
matter.
What I'll
Yeah.
do is once David goes through everything, when once David going through all the VS Code extensions, I'm going to drop it in the Zoom chats and also in the Slack. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fine,
Okay.
Master.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead share my screen once again, and okay, so here we are. Next up, we will be learning bracket pair colorizer. This literally does what it says, but actually I recommend downloading the second version. There's like nothing super fancy change, but obviously they are going to update the second version and they are going to focus on that more. So this makes actually more sense when you have a JavaScript file, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and create an index.js, and like I can literally like throw don't matter how much brackets at it, and it will color all like the pairs. Okay, so if you like have something, don't worry about it, don't freak out. I'm just going to type in some.
David,
Yeah.
your voice just got changed. Your voice just got a bit low.
Oh, hold on a moment. Let me do a quick sound preference stuff. Yeah.
Even people on YouTube say that
Boom.
the voice is.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yep, that's good. That's
No.
good.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, it dropped the volume. I don't know. Okay. So don't freak out. I'm just going to create an array which will be completely empty, and I can just say array.map, and like there's something. Yeah.
Okay, just one sec. Kartika is asking, is there any additional settings needed to enable this effect to take place in the editor? No. When you install the VS Code extension, it's automatically gonna set up and it's gonna work for you. Suppose there are some settings that you might have changed earlier, then it might not work. So if it does not work, just take a screenshot of it and drop it in the Slack channel. Okay?
Okay. Where's that? Stay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I just threw in some gibberish code. This probably like would freak out at the first moment. Don't even try to memorize this, but this is just to show you how bracket pair colorizer works. So up here you can see it colored it like completely or yellow. But if I go ahead and like delete this one and for some reason like completely forget about it, I can already see that the editor is like freaking out, like, oh my god, what's going on? It's expecting a closing bracket, and I can like, oh my god, where did I miss it, right? That's when this tool comes in handy. So I can see that this is like purple one. Yeah, we got the pair for it. Blue one, nice. Whoops, there is an there's like a yellow one and there is no closing, so I can just go ahead and close it, and everything is going to be cool, except for I wrote some bad code in here.
Hi David, sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
what does the dot map function do exactly?
The dot map is going through the array. Don't worry about it for now.
Okay.
It's actually covered in the module, so if I had like several of these and like there will be something, dot map something would be covering this part.
This is just some gibberish code he
Yeah.
put just to show you how the
Don't worry
bracket
about
pair
this code.
colorizer
This
works,
is just
okay?
for
I just got
demonstration.
a call, so I was out of context. Sorry to disturb.
Yeah, no, it's
No,
just
no,
for
no, it's totally fine.
it's just for demonstration purposes. This doesn't even work. I'm gonna even delete it. Okay. Yeah, let's go for the next next awesome the extension that you can go ahead and install. I think the CSS formatter is actually very handy. It helps me whenever I'm like.
David,
Yeah?
David, can you please come a bit closer to the microphone?
Ooh, okay. How about now? Don't have my
Perfect.
actual.
Perfect.
Okay. So CSS formatter actually does what it says. It's just a simple formatter for random CSS tags, so I can just go ahead and like if I have a tag which is strong and like I don't know make it or I don't know. Okay, tell me a class name. App. Like,
That's
let's say
David.
let's say
Body.
let's say we have an app.header. Don't worry about it. And I don't know,
Okay.
like display flags.
Guys, okay, when we are typing code in here, don't freak out.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
ignore
This is just
what the code says, okay?
Ignore what's happening here. I'm just, it's for only demonstration purposes. I'm going to show you every single thing, what I'm doing here, okay? This for
Gotta say
episode series.
warning.
Yeah, we will be showing
warning.
you everything. So if I go ahead and
Disclaimer,
like,
okay? Disclaimer. Don't try out this code, what David
Yeah.
types. Sometimes it could be injurious to your computer, okay?
Doesn't Prettier do that for you?
exactly, it's the same thing. So you can go ahead and use Prettier as well. That's actually a lot better. It goes ahead and does all this stuff whenever you're saving the file. So I could go ahead and if it's still and I'm like okay, I'm not haven't configured it, but Prettier does the same thing. CSS formatter is like specified on CSS. What's up?
You know why do you sound like you have big bass, like?
Yeah, sound like you're far away from the mic.
Oh, still?
Yeah.
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 seems like
Can you
your
change your
mic
mic?
is
Can you
always
change your
coming.
mic and try? Can you change your mic
maybe
and try?
Maybe
does
get
not
your
need to
headset
change the mic.
headset on.
He does not
Okay.
need to change the mic, just to come closer to the mic.
Okay, how about now? I'm going to go ahead
Just
and
talk again.
Yep. Okay. How about now?
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. we will go this way then. Okay, so it just goes ahead and just does the formatting for you. Okay, don't worry about again this code. We will be teaching every single thing. Now another thing I want everybody to go ahead and install is I think it's Visual Code IntelliCode. It's just going to give you
Visual Studio.
oh yeah, Visual Studio IntelliCode.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's actually going to come handy when you're typing JavaScript. So it's like it's going to give you more hints. So like when I go, like all these start stuff are coming up whenever when I have this IntelliCode installed, right? It's just giving you more options to choose from, and it's going to help you go heading some backend application, or you're creating a React application, right? So you remember npm I express and all this kind of stuff, or for example npx create React app, you know, all those kind of stuff. Those are because we have Node.js installed on the computer, right? This is the thing that you want to go ahead and install. I think you can go with the LTS version. Current is like still under development and all this kind of stuff, so it actually says recommended for most users. Don't worry about the other one. Just go ahead, install this. You can install it on Windows as well, so it's very powerful. Yeah.
This is only for React, right?
No, this is when you're developing for the backend. So you are like doing backend development like Node.js applications, and when you're doing React applications, right? and there is a lot more functionality, but this is where we are using it. Okay, all clear? Everybody with me?
But we are obliged to install Node.js to create React app.
That's right.
Yeah.
You need
So
that.
both ways we need it.
Yeah. So suppose you are just working with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You don't need Node.js. But if you're going to work with frameworks, or you're going to work with libraries, JavaScript packages, and all this stuff, then you're going to need to have Node.js installed. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, thank
So
you.
from where can we download this Node.js? From Google?
Yep. Go to nodejs.org and you'll get it.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and share my screen again.
There?
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and just type in nodejs.org, and it's going like this is how it looks, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and drop it in the Zoom chat so you guys can have it. Boom. Yeah, I just drop it in. You can go ahead and use that link to get to this page, and you can just go ahead and hit download. You can install it afterwards this call, and yeah, that's pretty much it about Node.js.
But during installation, they don't have to do anything other than click the exe, correct?
Exactly.
I think that's where people were getting. That's where people had most questions, is when they installed, they were getting different errors. So just a general shout out, it also depends on the type of PC, what softwares you have installed on your PC. There might be some issues, so that can be, you can send screenshots, you run into issues, and you can do that on an ad hoc one-on-one basis. So in general, you should not.
Okay. We have a question by Aaron saying, can you explain how to create a React app? So React will be covered on Tuesday's coaching call with Sunny. So today's coaching call is absolutely for beginners, and we are not going to cover about all those stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Afterwards,
I have a question regarding.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question regarding the Node.js version. So usually we need to download the latest version, the latest support.
Yeah. So okay, there is these two versions when you go to nodejs.org, the latest and the LTS, right? Download the LTS one and not the latest one, because the latest one it's like still under development and it's gonna have bugs and all this stuff. For what do you say? Normal users?
Yeah, for usual users, you basically go with the version that has been tested and proven, which is the LTS version. The current version is still under beta phase. It's being tested on different environments, so it's not solidified yet. So you use the LTS.
But I guess the module version is on the latest one, because we're using in the tip calculator the module where we use the import statements in Node.js.
Wait. The import statements can be used in the LTS one too, right, David?
I'm not sure.
Because I've been recommend just go with the LTS. Just go with the LTS. Don't worry about the other one. Just go with that. That's perfect.
More stable, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's more stable. Exactly.
So since the node versions are getting updated every time, so is it also good to have NVM?
What's up? Come again?
Version manager.
The node version manager. I mean, I keep installing the new node versions, and using the NVM, I can switch between the nodes, the node versions.
Okay. That's a way of going about it. That's right.
That's something interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Oops, Rami, that's a nice one.
Rami, what's up? Okay.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, guys, let me tell you. Since you're really beginners, you don't need to really focus on version managers. You don't need to worry about, I need to have all this latest stuff and all this stuff. Just what you need to get only the basic stuff in, and then you're good to go. You don't need to have the latest npm or the node version to get started. You don't need to have the latest, the beta version of VS. We are showing you the basics that you need to get started. Okay, so we don't need to go dive into all this nvm or code. What is that?
Don't worry about all this. Just go ahead and install them, because later on you will be needing this in the course, right? That's all you have to worry about now. Just go ahead, install it. You can just forget about it afterwards, right? And you will be just able to go super smooth in the course. That's all this call is about, helping you out to be able to succeed as fast as possible, right? And just have a super smooth experience. All cool?
I have a small question related to Visual Studio Intel Code. Do we have a specific library for only JS keywords?
JS keywords?
JavaScript keywords. For the extension that you mentioned, it gives us multiple keywords, but some of them, they are not related to JavaScript. Is there a specific extension?
Don't worry about that.
He's talking about the IntelliSense. David, he's talking about the whatever you're showing, remember? So he's saying that IntelliSense is not just JavaScript specific. It gives you whatever non-relevant JavaScript as well, which is not relevant to JavaScript.
I mean, it's not always limited to JavaScript. Yeah, a couple of times it throws up a couple of other stuff, but it intelligent and knows that you what you're working with. And
guys, the thing is you don't need to have everything perfect to get coding. Okay, you don't need to have your IntelliCode to only show JavaScript keywords, and you don't need to have the latest. As I said, you don't need. This is the basics, guys. You're just starting, and you don't need to fall into all these rabbit holes and trying to just get started. Like download Node.js, install with the LTS version, download Visual Studio Code, install all this VS Code extensions, and you'll be all good to go. And I think David has some more to tell you guys.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go. Let's dive in again in the extensions. The tools, sorry. Okay. Next up, I highly recommend downloading GitHub Desktop. Because
I have it.
Oh yeah, so if you already have it, that's cool. So GitHub Desktop is just making easier for you to understand how Git version control works. Let me pull it up super quickly. Hello. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is the first time I'm using it. So when you're downloading it, this is the screen that you will actually see, right? So I can just go in here and I don't know, coaching portfolio. I can just go ahead, clone it. It gives you the link.
Also,
yep.
If you guys are wondering when are we going to use all these tools, well, we are going to be using these tools in our future coaching calls on Wednesday. Exactly.
Yeah, and we will.
Is it going to be a specific coaching call for the front end or like CSS?
Yeah. So okay. The Wednesday's coaching call is going to be like this. Today we are just showing you all the tools that you need to get started and everything. And the next Wednesday, based on your polls and everything, we're going to start on with a project. We've already seen a lot of people suggesting Stripe.com. Maybe we might do Stripe.com, or maybe it's the one that suggested the most. So based on that, before we go on to everything, we're going to start with the basic HTML. We're going to show you the HTML tags, and then we're going to start the basic structure of the Stripe or the website that we choose. Okay. And then the other week, we're going to start styling. and then we're going to be more styling and all this stuff. And finally, on the final day, we're going to deploy this website on Netlify or Firebase or something using Git. So you're going to be learning Git. You're going to be learning how to deploy your website. You're going to be learning basics of HTML. You're going to be learning about CSS. It's going to be
Okay,
everything.
so basically it's gonna be the front end stuff, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Okay, so let's go now, and I'm gonna just show
David,
you.
I have a small
Yeah,
question.
Okay, yep. Hello?
Go for it.
Who got cut off?
I think JavaScript IntelliSense comes default with VS Code. Is that right?
What's up? Come again? Sorry.
What?
He said JavaScript.
I think JavaScript IntelliSense comes default with VS Code.
IntelliCode or something.
JavaScript IntelliSense comes with VS Code. Yeah, I think he's right.
Yeah,
it's built into JavaScript VS Code.
Right now, you know.
That's
right now,
right.
you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, the most of the stuff
The
is
thing
coming.
is, yeah, go for it, David. Okay.
Okay, sorry. So most of the stuff is, yeah, it is coming built into VS Code. But if you want to like make power it up and like have the ability to be able to see more of those stuff, then you will definitely want to go ahead and download the IntelliCode as well, right? It like adds more stuff into that. Okay, that's all it's about. Okay, let's go back to GitHub Desktop now.
Yes.
And like understanding how that works. So, boom. Okay, everybody sees it. Perfect. So you can just simply create like clone repositories, add repositories, create new repositories, and you can like fetch. Whenever you make a change, you can just go ahead and push it. Changing branches. We will show you guys everything. It's just a demonstration on that it's so much easier than having a terminal open all the time and like typing in stuff like git add dot and all those kind of stuff, because for the first time it actually is super hard to understand how all these stuff work, and it's just a very beginner friendly way to start coding. So I'm going to show you where to go ahead and download this. So let me move a couple of stuff from here.
Okay. Also, David, we got a suggestion asking people the list of software that we need to install and all this stuff.
Yeah,
so
we will definitely make
David, yeah. We will do a Loom video after this, right after this call, and show how to download each tool that you need and how to make it run. Okay, David?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, sure. Actually, we can just snap a couple of links in there too. But like, this is how the page looks like.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, click it, and you already have it. Okay. Next up, Zoom. I hope everybody has it, because otherwise, how are you in this call? I don't know if you can actually join from the cloud.
David,
yeah?
David, I have a question related to like yesterday in the call, we Sunny shows us that there's a Git extension in the VS Code for Git lengths. What do you recommend, using GitHub Desktop or the extension in the VS Code, and which is better?
Actually, I use both personally. So I have GitLens as well. I mostly use GitLens to whenever I have something committed, it shows up a couple of icons here, so I can like compare what's happened since my last commit, and I am able to see what did I add and what time. So that would be my recommendation. But to actually learn how Git works, I would definitely suggest to go ahead and download GitHub Desktop. So I would recommend using both, right?
Okay, thank you.
Hope that helped a lot. Okay. What did I want to show?
David, you have David, you have already done a video on 5 awesome tools for developers in YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you can go ahead and watch that too. That's more like, I mean, this is more like Profit with JavaScript specific. Later on, we will get to those points as well. I mean, we're just approaching those. Hold on, where is my presentation? Yeah, right here. Awesome. So definitely go ahead and download Zoom if you're joined from the cloud. Okay, next up, Slack. You can go ahead and if you don't know about it, you can go ahead and join to our awesome Slack community. It's vibing, it's full of positive vibes and stuff like that. So definitely the Slack community, right? Okay.
Gianna, you had a question?
Yeah. So this is
I didn't listen, but no.
This is it. So we have the Profit with JavaScript channel. We have all this kind of stuff going on. We have a huge introduction. And yeah, like everybody is helping everybody. Like Nasser is putting this stuff out here. So I highly recommend going ahead and downloading Slack and join the community. Okay, next up, what you will be using is Postman. I think I even talked about this one as well on that live call. Postman, you can use it to check if your backend APIs are working perfectly or not. And if you're a front end, if you want to go ahead and like work more on the front end, you can just check what kind of data are you going to grab in from the backend, right? Okay, and Loom. This is called Loom. You definitely want to go ahead and download Loom because for all these works, yeah, like I have all these stuff going on with all these personalized video feedbacks. So Loom is actually a super easy to use tool. It records your screen as well as your camera, and it just helps you showcase us how you did your homework, right? So there will be a lot of times when, and I actually encourage everybody to go ahead and whenever you finished a module and you created the project, just go ahead, shoot a Loom video, send it to the PWJ channel in Slack, post it in our private Facebook group, and just like hype everybody up to do so, right?
Yeah. Also, another thing that we're gonna do really soon is we have seen a lot of you guys on your own creating really nice and great projects. So we're gonna create a repository. We're gonna create a repository where you guys are gonna post this project and make a Loom video and show how.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's go ahead and dive into HTML basics. I'm just going to show you a couple of tricks, tips and tricks. What can you do with HTML? Nothing super fancy going. Oh my god, I forgot two super important extensions. So these two, live server and live share.
Live share. Okay.
Yeah. Most important stuff, right? So live share makes me able to create a link, and I could just literally drop to Amaanath, and he could hop in, and we could work on the exact same code. We could work on my computer, even he could work on my computer, and we could just like do the pair programming stuff, which is super powerful. It's going to like skyrocket your skills and all those kind of stuff. So I definitely go ahead and download it. And the other one is live server, which we will be using. I think we can go ahead and start using it right now. I mean, it's super easy to set up. You can just go ahead, download it, and down here, you can just go ahead and it should appear, but for some reason, oh, I'm not in the HTML file. So whenever I come into the HTML file, still not appearing. Okay, yeah, it sometimes freaks out and does some weird stuff, but
Put right click.
I think you have to right click
Right click. It
and
will
open in live server.
No,
Yeah.
you need to turn it on.
doesn't even show up here.
No, you can go to your documents from the extension side, write the document and click live server. Yeah, start with live server.
No. To start a live server, you should have a head and
it will also
body
work
as
if you put there.
Right there,
The first option.
I didn't even know about this one. Nice. Okay, so it's super easy. It's easier than I thought. Okay. HTML basics.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Just so I get an idea, everybody put your hands up, both hands, if you're complete beginner in web development and don't even know what HTML is. Okay.
Okay, we got one.
Leaf, what are you doing? Everybody with the camera turned off. Yeah, I see Mohammed is complete beginner. Okay. So we will be going ahead and just give you an idea of how it looks like and what is it. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'm turning on my screen brush. And okay, can you guys see the whole whiteboard?
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Boom. So HTML. Boom. So it's actually it's the abbreviation of hypertext markup language, if I'm not mistaken. And it basically,
that is right.
Yeah, thanks.
You're doing stack development and you're asking if HTML stands for hypertext markup language.
Dude.
What the hell?
Yeah. So
It's
it basically
not
creates this.
remember,
Yeah. It basically creates the structure of the website. Whoops. Yeah. So let's suppose that we have a website like this, and like let's say that we got some sidebar going on here, some top bar, some. Let's say if it's Facebook and we got all these posts going around here, we got the chat, and all those kind of stuff. And like, let's say this is the like, this is where comments go, this is where the text goes. Now this is the structure
Kind of like
of
the
the
bones.
page. Yeah. So this is the structure of this page, right? And this is what HTML does for us. It's not gonna look nice. It's going to be looking ugly without CSS and all this kind of stuff. But it gives you the structure.
There's a nice GIF for that.
Wow.
Nice
Really?
GIF for that. Go to Google and just search HTML, CSS, JavaScript, okay? And go to Google Images, you'll find one.
Okay.
And I'll show you that. Which one is that? GIF.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I think this kind of captures the.
There you go. You can see that.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's one. I love that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so literally how it is. It gives you the skeleton stuff. CSS makes it look awesome. And JavaScript adds the action.
Last one is Amaanath.
That's cool. That's nice. Okay. Okay,
Tight.
thanks, Amaanath. Yeah, guys, this is how we learn here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's actually create our first. We're not going to do anything super fancy. I'm just going to show you a couple of HTML tags and all those kind of stuff. nothing super fancy going on here. So let's actually everybody open up your VS Codes, right? Who's ready? Who's pumped? Show a thumbs up. Nice. Okay.
Hey, David, just a quick question.
Yep.
So, what is the tool that you used to draw those boxes, those colorful boxes you made?
It's called Screen Brush.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drop it in the. I think it's a Mac only app, by the way.
Okay, that's why I got a different app on Windows.
And
Yeah, but-
even that is a paid version, right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You have to pay.
Yeah, because that gives me the ability for like freezing stuff, and I don't know, all these. I think even I can go
Do you
with
know about
the
any tool
flashlighting.
like this for Windows?
Yeah, I mean, if you go ahead and like search up screen annotation tool, you will definitely see a lot of them. Okay. Let me quickly check how my batteries are. Oh no. Okay. Ooh, I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Screen share. Perfect. Okay. So how can you? Okay. So this is how you will actually see a HTML file without anything. It's going to be empty. There's going to be nothing. There is one secret. One secret little symbol that if you type in, yeah, this is going to be an abbreviation, and it comes built into your VS Code, right? So if you just type in an exclamation mark and just hit return, it's going to pop in all this kind of stuff, and then you will not be you don't have to worry about all these headache, right?
Yeah. Okay, David, just a small interruption. Karthika is asking, can you guys also dive into some prototyping tools where we can get a bit better grip on CSS? Okay, so before we actually dive into coding, the next week we'll try to do something like that, right? You know, David? Like create a prototype of the website on Figma or WXD and show you guys how you prototype and also get a better idea on CSS.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, Amaanath, that would be helpful. Thank you.
No
yeah,
problem.
guys, like this is completely driven by you, so we just want to give you as much value as possible. Okay, let's go back to creating a super simple, nothing fancy HTML file. So actually it is running on my 5500 port, and if I was able to, yeah, this is my Safari. Okay, so this is a
Sometimes there are a lot of people who might find this boring, but we are doing this for absolute beginners. So guys,
yeah,
please bear
like, guys, literally, if you enjoy Sunny's
find this really
content,
boring.
you definitely need to understand all these basics, and you have to master these first, and then you can jump into React, because that's when you will get super powerful. Okay, let's make this quick. I'm going to create a couple of stuff on my screen. You can go ahead, follow me, but the homework is going to be to check out one landing page or something that you like and try to replicate that with plain HTML, right? No, you don't have to worry about styling and all those kind of stuff. If you want to, you can go ahead, but don't worry if you cannot. Just try to make it look like that, okay? Just try to replicate the structure. Okay. So we will get this plain stuff going on here. I'm just going to add a couple of stuff, like I will create a div which will have a class of header. We are not going to use BEM naming for now, but when you're working with a client, it's highly recommended. But just for the sake of simplicity, we're not going to use BEM. And then so there is the header. We will have like a strong I don't know, let's say a title, and like we can like create a button in here as well which will say click me. So like I just want to give you guys an idea of how it all will look like, right? So we have a strong title up here, and we have a button which says click me. You can create these by just these two stuff, right? You can also if you want to like make this title like crazy big, you can wrap this into a H1. Oops, sorry. So you can go ahead and grab wait a minute. Yeah, so you can go ahead and wrap these into a H1 and like put these like around title, right? That will make it super big. I mean, not super big, but definitely bigger than what it was. It also actually inserts a line break, right? So you need to know all these nitty-gritty stuff to be able to work with these super efficiently. But once it clicks, it's going to be epic. Alright. So how do you?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you just say doctype exclamation mark doctype HTML and did all the thing like head and body shows up?
Yeah. No, I added an exclamation mark. That was all that
Yeah.
I did, and then boom. But actually, I think you can type in doc, and it is going to be almost the same. I mean, let's see what's the difference.
Well, because I tried to do the same thing, but I always type all the codes manually. It never shows up like that, like chassis and name and all.
Really?
Is there a special extension for that or something? Yes.
I mean, I have no clue. But
It might not work if.
I mean, let's hop on a call, or let's actually text me in the Slack, and yeah, it should be a part of it, like Leaf says. So I don't know. Let's actually address this issue after this coaching call. Okay.
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 I have a question related to the what is Amaanath in VS Code?
So Amaanath is like a tool which will make you able to do super fancy stuff and like add lots of HTML tags in just a couple of lines, right? So I can like I could type in, so if I just want to create a div with a specific class name, I could just type in a dot and like I don't know, app header is going to pop it in here, right? So that was a map. I could also do this, that I want to.
Do we need to configure it?
No, it's pre-built. It should be pre-built.
Built in VS Code.
Okay, I'll take a look into
cool.
it. And no, okay. The next thing you can do with Amaanath, which is super powerful, so you can like add a UL inside of the header, and inside of the UL you could add a couple of LIs. Let's say you want to give them a class name of list item, and you want 8 of these. With just this one single line of code, boom. See that? I could do.
Cool.
I'm gonna do it again. Boom. It pops it in. I got the div with the class name of header. I got the UL, and I got 8 of these LIs with the class name of list item, right? And
how does this class thing work? Like, I have never understood this class and div or something.
So class is going to be, so you definitely want to go ahead and give everything a class name, because when you're styling, you will be targeting most of these class names, right? We will be covering it in this series, so might be not today, but definitely in one of the upcoming calls. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
okay.
And actually, one little trick which will increase your efficiency. So if I go ahead and select class, notice that it actually highlights all of them. But if I go ahead and click Command D on my keyboard, it goes all the way down and selects all the classes, right? And I could actually do it here as well. So it selected that one and it goes all the way down, and I could like, whoops, like delete everything and like type hello 9 times. And it's going to make your life a lot easier when you want to rename a lot of stuff which are not HTML tags, because of course for HTML tags it's super easy. So that's it.
So class is basically like a group.
Yeah, class makes class helps you to like target the tag and whatever is inside it. So it makes your life easier when you're styling and when you're doing some kind of JavaScript stuff. Okay, let's dive back.
Okay.
Boom. So what we had was the title, which was a H1, and we had a button, and then I also want to create another div, which will be, I don't know, let's actually use Amaanath now. So we will be, so I want to have a list of, like, let's say students. Let's say I want to have a list of all the students in this on this website, right? So I could create a div. Oh, I could create a div which will have a class name of students list, just to put it in perspective, and I will have an unordered list, which is UL. Right? I actually could make an ordered list as well, which is an OL. And then I'm adding allies, which will have a class name of student. And because I say C83, I'm not going to add 83 of these. I'm just going to go with 5 for now. So I can just randomly pick 5 people out of this class. So we got Sven. Okay, let me just put all the, yeah. So we got Sven, we got Pri, we got oops, we got Gianna, we got Joe, and we got Aaron.
You forgot me, David.
Because you're not a student. See, this is no, it's a student list. Whoops. And if I go back to my page, boom, there we go. Right? So it created an ordered list. The difference between ordered and unordered list, let me show you what is it. So if I go ahead and change this, like notice that it already highlighted, and I change it to UL, which stands for unordered list, it changed the numbers to these bullets, right? So it's kind of just giving you an idea of how all these HTML tags work. You could also like create, so if I wanted to add a link to everybody's Facebook profile, let's say I want to grab Sven's profile and I want to help you guys find Sven super easily, because Sven is an awesome success coach. We could just add an A, which is, what does this A stand for, by the way?
Anchor.
Anchor, thank you. Snap in whatever link you have. So like, let's go and say google.com for now. And I'm copying Sven, putting him here, and just in a moment, there we go. It's not going to Google because I haven't added the HTTP, boom, that thing. So now should be
just
good.
to add, David,
Yep.
David, just to add, when you do a UL versus OL, I think UL sorts the elements alphabetically, I believe. Can you do that? Can you go turn it back to ordered list?
Of course. Ordered list? Sure.
Just so people can know the difference. These are the subtle differences that you should be aware. Oh, it doesn't.
I think it just no. I think it just adds like a number, and that's all, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So these are like super easy and like super beginner friendly tags that you can go ahead and like try. Yeah, Pri, you're welcome. Of course, I'm putting your name there. Yeah, so these are like just to give you an idea of how all these tags work.
Actually, if you give type that unordered or order list, they like it will give you the specific type of it. Like whether if you give like order list with capital A, then the list gonna be creating with the capital A's. And if you give like star, then the unordered list will be created with star as a bullet point.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now this is only just to give you an idea of how all these tags work. Now, want everybody, I think the best source for learning how to go with these HTML stuff is we3schools.com. And like this thing is like showing you all the documentation, right? So obviously we couldn't cover it on this coaching call, definitely, but I want everybody to go ahead and create that web page. And if you guys have a question, like, come to us. Well, we are happy to help you, and we are happy to give you hints on how you can go ahead with all these HTML tags, right? By the way, was it informational? Did you guys find it useful, or should we go into it deeper? Or, I mean, for now, it's going to be like a touch base, but definitely next week and afterwards we will be going into this super deep. Okay? All cool? Give me a thumbs up if it's cool. Nice, awesome. Okay, I'm just going to show you guys to give you an idea of CSS and what it does. So notice that we had a class here, okay? So, by the way, how I remove this sidebar on the left-hand side, it's Command B. So I can go ahead and say that, let's say I want the whole thing to have a green background. So I can go ahead, type in body and background color, and I want it green, right? Is it clear? So I have this tag over here, right? I'm targeting the body tag, and I'm setting the background color to green. I think it should work. For some reason it doesn't. Maybe it's because I
think it's dot body.
What's up? Oh! I didn't link the two. Okay.
Dot body?
Yeah. No.
Oh, you didn't link it to the CSS, sorry.
You didn't link it to the HTML file, the CSS.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, Amaanath helps with this too. You just go ahead, type in link, and it's going to type in this line of code. But we're with beginners today, so let's go ahead and type in link.
I thought it was only me who used to forgot linking CSS files. So we can see professional developers also forget this stuff, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you can just go ahead and open up a link tag, like type in rel, and that is going to be style sheet. So you want to define that the type of it is going to be style sheet. The href is going to be style CSS. I think it, yeah. And then just close it. I actually noticed that link doesn't close up. It's because link doesn't have a pair, right? That's all. There are a couple of tags that work like this. So now that, there we go. Okay, now that it's connected, we have it green. Okay. Now another thing, class. So notice that I just typed in body over here, nothing super fancy. But let's say I want to target all the students. I'm just going to hit a dot because this is a class, right? So remember, whenever I'm giving a class name to a div, I'm starting with a dot. You can remember it from this thing. So let's say I'm going to target the students, and I don't know, I want to make font weight to 900. So font weight makes your font super bold. Okay. Let's see what we did. There we go. It made we made the font super bold. We could also add. Well, actually, I'm going to remove the class name from here, from Swen, and save it again. And notice that it's like so much lighter, but because it's another color, it might not be the best example. So I'm going to remove it from pre too. See? So if like it's noticeable, like Gianna is bold, pre is light. Okay, that's how these classes work. But I could add the class at any time. Whoops. And I can say student, and pre is going to be bold again. All clear? Everybody with me? Who's with me?
Yeah.
Show a piece.
Yep.
Or a thumbs up or something. Nice.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, boxing is a possibility too. Okay.
Just trying to stretch myself, you know.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Okay. So that was kind of like to give you an idea of how these styling stuff work. It's really nothing super deep for now. I actually want everybody to go ahead and start messing with this. Like literally go to some web page and you can like snip it apart with the inspect tool. It will show you everything. I can show you that too. Let's see how it looks like.
I have a question. Like the another page.
What's up?
How did you link this page with the background color? Like you had both files in your same folder?
Yeah, yeah. I had them in the same folder. That's actually a really good question. You need to have all these files in the same folder. We're not going to use JavaScript today. So noted I created a folder called Back to Basics, which is, yeah, that's the name of the folder. And I have 2 files in it. You can actually go ahead and create like random files like another .html with some, I don't know, it's another HTML file. So it actually adds it. You can create folders inside here. Like this is how we create the model and all those kind of stuff with Sunny, right? And when you have selected model, you can add like, this is where all the model files come, right? That's kind of how we add all this stuff.
Okay, so is it like the whole page where you start doctype HTML is your folder, and then you created this style sheet which is filed within that folder, right?
Nope. Actually, doctype is in the file which is already in the folder. So when I created this project, I just had the folder. Then I had to add index.html, in which I just pressed the exclamation mark, and that added all the stuff for me.
Okay, so basically these both are the files within one folder, and which is connected to each other by that style sheet.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so this is kind of like giving you an idea of how all this stuff work. and how all these things look like. I actually want everybody to go ahead, like try to mess with these, try to make your hands dirty, jump in, ask questions, use the community. Okay, you have an awesome community to use, who are always there to help you. So use it as an opportunity to grow as fast as possible, right? And just drop all those questions. Okay. All right.
Cool.
How do we submit homework? Great question from Aaron. You can shoot a Loom video. Like, actually, I want everybody who is a beginner and who is using HTML first today to go ahead, download Loom, and shoot a Loom video that, okay guys, I learned this today. This is my first project using HTML, and I don't know, like just say some stuff, what you learned and what was difficult and all this kind of stuff, and just drop it in PWJ channel. Okay.
And where do we submit it? In Slack channel?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Facebook?
Just drop it in. Just drop it in the Slack channel, and people are going to react and all this kind of stuff. Okay, it's time to answer questions. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. And
can you go with the homework one more time, real quick?
What? Sorry, come again.
Oh, I was saying, yeah, regarding the homework, can you go over it again, real quick? What do we need to do?
Just create some random web page. It doesn't have to look nice. It doesn't have to look anyhow. Just create something, make your hands dirty, and start messing around with HTML and CSS. That's all.
I think, yeah, David, a great place to start on, messing up with HTML is you can share freecodecamp.org/learn. Then they have some projects.
Before we go any further, I wanted to show you one more thing where you can where everything is super easily on this, okay. So these two videos, probably you already know who is smiling over here. Oh, hold on. Okay, so you probably already know this guy. This is Kazi from cleverprogrammer.com. And
who's that?
Kazi, yeah. And he actually made two of these awesome videos. These will actually walk you through all these with all these stuff. Obviously it couldn't fit into this coaching call because it's like 4 hours in total, like even more than 4 hours. So, but if you're a super beginner, I highly recommend going ahead and checking these out. This should be enough for you to get your hands dirty and start going ahead and creating something. What's up?
Cool. Absolutely, yeah.
Can you share the links?
Yeah, of course. We will.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
We'll just pop it in into Slack when we are finished. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Time to answer questions.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Q&A.
Here we go.
What's up?
Q&A.
Yeah, Q&A. Okay. Let me just refresh the Slido.
Ooh, we got 40 questions. Nice.
Jesus. Okay.
Why, bro?
Are the yellow ones? Oh, these are these.
Kind of new.
How to have a
Very
cool hair like David? Grow it.
Exactly, grow it.
Okay. Which one did we already answer? Amaanath, it's more like your turn, I think.
Yeah, let's go from the first one. Yeah, okay. So Casey has asked, how do you set up websites to be mobile friendly? Better to start that way or fix it after a normal build?
Okay. I think
what would you suggest?
Casey, can you shout if you're here? No, Casey. Casey left. Okay, in case Casey is watching this back, if you're a beginner, I would definitely don't worry about mobile styling for now. When you kind of messed around with HTML, CSS, and all this stuff, that's when you want to go with mobile friendly. There are other sources for that to find how to make mobile friendly and how you want to go about that. But if you're a beginner for now, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're not a beginner, I always go like make everything flexible and mobile friendly and like I should be able to see the web page perfectly as I'm developing it, right? So by design, it should be flexible. Amaanath, anything to add on, or anybody?
Yeah, I think like making you can if you're like really constrained on time and all this stuff, you can go for a CSS framework which are creative mobile friendly, you know. So you don't have to spend time on media queries trying to make it mobile friendly, because if you're going from scratch and trying to make websites mobile friendly, it's a way too much of work. Like you gotta say, okay, for this size, you gotta say, we need to, you know, make this and this look like this. Like it's gonna take a lot of work if you're going from scratch. But you can try using something like, you know, CSS frameworks or something. Yeah, so Leaf said, beginner, just try to get it working.
I mean,
there we go.
Leaf has a good point
He's right.
on this.
Intermediate, add some.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
Leaf,
go on.
unmute yourself. Go for it, bro.
That was pretty much all I had to say. If you're a beginner, just try to get it working. It's hard enough as it is trying to figure out everything. Don't take
That's
on
right.
that battle right out of the gate. Just try to learn the basics. When you're an intermediate level, add a little bit of flexibility as best you can, just to get a feel for it. You'll find out pretty fast. That
I have one more question. Like,
almost
as a
done.
beginner, we
Oh, hold on, Patel, I'm almost done. In
Sorry.
advanced mobile first. Always, because everybody has these, and most people nowadays, less and less people use tablets or desktops. Mostly it's like tablet or phone.
Yeah.
But that's it. Go ahead, Patel.
Yeah, Patel, you had a question?
yeah, like there are so many basic things. Like in HTML, it's like so many basic things, and there are so many software nowadays, like Bootstrap and all, which help us to skip all those basic stuff. So, like, how does thing work?
David, what happened to you?
I think I froze.
David's in a nice pose.
What? Okay, hold on. Am I good now?
Sorry, did you get? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Patel, can you repeat that same question again?
Yeah. Like in HTML, there are like so many basic stuff where we use the different tag to style in HTML, but nowadays there are a new thing like Bootstrap and all, which help us to skip all those steps and directly use the Bootstrap to design a web page, right? So like, how does this thing work? Like, do we need to learn all the basic things, or like we can start learning Bootstrap?
I mean,
Okay.
I would recommend learning the basics first, because then you will be able to use these tools much more efficiently. That would
Exactly. Because Bootstrap, you can use it anyways, but if you don't have a good understanding about the basics, you're going to struggle in the long run. Like suppose you don't know much HTML, CSS, and you know, you go for Bootstrap and you find it really easy to set things up and everything. Suppose you come or face a client saying you can't use any frameworks, you're going to struggle a lot.
That's
Having
correct.
a basic knowledge and going for a framework, that's completely okay. but without having a good knowledge or at least some understanding of how this works, going for a framework is not always a good idea.
That is correct. That is correct.
Yes, I just quick suggestion.
Yep, Ashwin.
Yeah, so to answer Casey's question, I was watching one of the live calls from Tatiana, and she suggested something called a mobile RWD extension for Google Chrome. I think that would be really useful if you want to design it for mobile and the PC simultaneously.
Definitely.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a suggestion too.
What's up?
Like you guys can use the bootstrap grid system at the start. Like you're making some cool things right now. So at the start you can use bootstrap grid system to make it look like responsive. But do not use the complete bootstrap. Like do not just put every button you see in there, and you just make your own things. Just do that, but use the only few components of bootstrap like the grid system, which will help you make it responsive. And like that's okay, people do that, and that's normal.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see the next question we got. I'm a total beginner radio. Start this call, my friend. This call, but I think we will drive this one. We have had it. Yeah,
Yep.
it's 19th of September. Oh, these are the, okay. We have a timestamp. Okay, do we also learn React on PWJ? Yes, we are learning. All these modules are coming, and we already have lots of coaching calls, and we are covering all the basics in PWJ. You will have the chance to learn React, but first, please just go ahead and understand the basics and master those. Like literally create every single project that you can. Like create every project that you can using these plain stuff. Okay, what are media, Amaanath? It's a question to you. What are media queries in relation to CSS? I keep hearing about it.
Okay, so media queries is how you create mobile website. So like, David, can you show us a sample for them, like at media and all those stuff?
Oh yeah, sure.
Like how? Like maybe you could do something like when the screen size decreases, the background changes, something like that.